On March 25, 2025, at 2:43 p.m. local time, a magnitude 6.7 earthquake struck off the coast of New Zealand's South Island, causing widespread tremors felt by thousands of residents. The quake's epicenter was located approximately 160 kilometers northwest of the uninhabited Snares Islands, an area known for its remote and rugged landscape. Due to its offshore location, the earthquake did not immediately cause any major damage to unpopulated areas, but it was powerful enough to be felt across a large portion of the country. The earthquake rattled homes and businesses, with reports of swaying buildings and falling objects in several towns and cities. The seismic event occurred at a depth of 33 kilometers beneath the ocean floor, which helped to mitigate some of its potential destructive force. Shallow earthquakes, typically those occurring at depths of less than 70 kilometers, tend to cause more intense ground shaking, but this particular quake's offshore position reduced its direct impact on urban centers. However, many residents still reported feeling strong tremors, with some taking to social media to describe their experiences. One individual noted that furniture in their home was shifting, while another recounted watching their outdoor wooden table dance from the shaking. New Zealand sits on the boundary of the Pacific and Australian tectonic plates, making it highly prone to seismic activity. The country is part of the seismically active Ring of Fire, a 40,000-kilometer horseshoe-shaped zone that encircles the Pacific Ocean, known for frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Given its location, New Zealand has stringent building codes designed to withstand seismic events, which likely helped minimize damage in this instance. Nonetheless, authorities closely monitored the situation, warning residents in coastal areas of potential strong currents and advising caution in marine environments. More than 4,700 residents across New Zealand reported feeling the tremor, with some experiencing mild shaking while others endured more intense jolts. The quake's effects were particularly noticeable in the Southland and Fiordland regions, where people described the sensation of the ground rolling beneath them. Reports emerged of startled residents rushing outside as their homes trembled, while office workers in taller buildings recounted the unsettling swaying of their structures. Some businesses had minor disruptions, with employees briefly evacuating until they could confirm the safety of their premises. Local media captured scenes of the aftermath, showing items scattered across supermarket aisles and shelves emptied by the shaking. Several retail stores reported broken glass and fallen merchandise, though no major structural damage was immediately reported. In residential areas, some homeowners discovered picture frames and decorations knocked over, while others observed cracks forming in walls and ceilings. The shaking was strong enough that emergency services received a surge of calls from concerned residents, though authorities assured the public that there was no immediate risk of collapse in major infrastructure. One resident humorously recounted their experience, saying, "We had things fall off the shelf. The outdoor wooden table was dancing." Social media quickly filled with similar accounts, as people shared videos of swinging chandeliers, vibrating furniture, and even pets reacting to the sudden jolt. Despite the dramatic scenes, many residents took the event in stride, acknowledging that earthquakes are a natural part of life in New Zealand. However, experts urged people to remain cautious, as aftershocks were still a possibility in the hours and days following the initial quake. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, issued an immediate advisory following the earthquake, urging residents in the Southland and Fiordland regions to exercise caution near coastal and marine areas. Officials warned that while no tsunami had been generated, the quake could still cause strong and unpredictable sea currents, posing a danger to those near the water. Beaches, harbors, and marinas were highlighted as high-risk zones, with authorities recommending that people stay inland until further assessments could be made. In previous seismic events, similar underwater disturbances have led to dangerous surges in coastal waters, prompting NEMA to take a proactive approach in ensuring public safety. The agency's directive specifically emphasized the risk to those on boats, including live aboard residents and commercial fishermen, who were advised to evacuate their vessels and remain onshore until officials deemed it safe to return. People on boats, live aboards, and at marinas should leave their boats, vessels and move on to shore. Do not return to boats unless instructed by officials, NEMA stated in a public announcement. This cautionary approach aimed to prevent accidents or strandings in the event of unexpected water movements. Many harbor authorities responded by monitoring local conditions closely and assisting boat owners in securing their vessels to minimize potential damage. Despite the widespread alerts, officials confirmed that no significant damage or injuries had been reported as a result of the earthquake. Australia's Bureau of Meteorology also reassured the public that there was no tsunami threat to the mainland, nearby islands, or territories. This confirmation helped alleviate fears of a larger-scale disaster, though emergency services continued to monitor the situation for any late-developing hazards. As a precautionary measure, local authorities remained on high alert, prepared to issue further instructions if necessary. Meanwhile, residents in affected regions were reminded to stay informed through official channels and be prepared for possible aftershocks in the coming days.